Welcome to the Aja Stadium here in the city of Garua. The fans are beginning to trickle in and we are just 2 hours before kickoff. It's a beautiful stadium with about 15,000 capacity. And the people you see here are the volunteers. They're here well ahead of the kickoff. And right now we are making our way to where the supporters club are seated actually, the Nigerian Football Supporters Club. They are here in their numbers and they've started taking their seat. And we hope and pray that we're gonna secure that 3 points this evening when we square up against the Sudanese team. Everybody's ready. You can see the cameraman. Everybody's working very hard to make this a huge success. The VAR, everything is getting set. And we here at the Nigerian Football House, we are making sure we capture every beat. This is where the players will come out from as we are getting ready, gradually inching closer to the kickoff of today's encounter. Remember, this is coming to you via the Nigerian Football TV broadcasting station here in Garua, in Cameroon. Yeah, you can see that everybody have taken their seats. You can see the media section. They are still in the media tribune. Everybody seems to be ready, and within the next 2 hours, there will be the official kickoff of today's encounter. If Nigeria wins, they are through to the next round of the competition, regardless of what happens in their last game. We are gradually making our way to where the supporters club are seated. I think the first group are here, and yeah, you can see them from afar off in their numbers. But let's take a look at the pitch. That's it, very lushy, beautiful green pitch here, and we hope the Super Eagles will make it happen for us this evening. Every area of the pitch is littered with the hard-working volunteers. And yeah, we are there now. We are there now. The supporters club are here in their numbers. Yeah, you can see them. In the next 2 hours, this place will be agog, and you're going to be hearing the sound of the trumpet. Everywhere will be jam-packed with Nigerian beautiful songs. They are here in their numbers. The Nigerian Football Supporters Club are here in their numbers. This is coming to you from NFFTV. You can see them chanting. We are yet to commence the game, but you can feel it. You can feel it. They know the Super Eagles will be here too. They know the Super Eagles will be here too. Thank you very much and welcome to NFFTV. And we are live here at the Garua Aja Stadium. And we have the Nigerian Supporters Club here. Super Eagles Supporters Club. Yeah, can we meet with you, sir?
Sir, we are Super Eagles of Nigeria. We are here to represent our team, the national team of Nigeria. Football brings unity among Africans. Football brings unity among Nigerians. We are happy to be in Garua, Cameroon. Today, last match we beat Egypt
you support that?
Wholeheartedly. Again, we want to thank NFF for the support so far too. And the Super Eagles Supporters Club, heavily represented and led by Prince Vincent Okumagba, has been doing wonderfully well. You can see the massive support we have. We still have more than 800 of them coming in today from Yola, coming in here. If not for the challenges of both, we'll be more than here. We thank the NFF for their support, and we are going to assure you that today's match is CAMEROON, it's win. We are qualified already.
Can we see you wave that flag, please? Of Nigeria! Thank you. Yeah, you've just heard the Nigerian Supporters Club. They turned this place around. Everywhere is a dog. The Super Eagles are here. They are coming against the Sudanese. Yes, you can feel them. You can feel them.
so far. I think there's a great deal of differences between the team I've watched before and the team I'm watching now presently here in Cameroon.
Ups and down. Do you understand? Because I think when I went there in 2019, I stayed 6 months after signing the contract with them without going because I needed visa, I needed, you understand? So when I went, the first half of the competition already was gone. When I joined the team, there was COVID, and then coming back, we started playing the games. I played few games, and then we won the trophy. We promoted. You understand? Then promoting in the first division. I played 8 games. They sacked our coach, which the second coach came, and then after a while he said he doesn't want my style of play in the team because he's a coach that wants more of a defensive player. So I left. I went to loan in AFCON where I played 18 games, scoring 4 goals. You understand? And then I think which was also good for my career because a lot of people were not seeing me, but I think playing in AFCON gave me another chance because I was scoring goals. I was being on the score sheet. A lot of people were hearing that this guy is scoring goals again. This guy is playing again. Then this season it has been good because we've played with them. I played I think 23 games, which I've played 19 already before I left for the national team. And then at that point you start being important to the team. When they invited me to come to the camp, even the team director and the coach was like, no, we want you to play the next game before you leave. You understand me? That kind of feelings that so I'm important now. And then I think it also gives a player kind of relaxed mind to know that yes, you can also
the form you've shown this season precipitated your invitation to the national team. You went, even though a few of the players that were expected didn't come true, you were able to get into the squad. How did you feel when you actually dawned on that, yes, I'm going to be on the plane to Cameroon for the AFCON? Like we said earlier on the 17 World Cup, on the 20 qualifiers, you didn't get there. On the 23 qualifiers, now the Super Eagles, you're going for a proper tournament. How did you feel?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, it has been my desire to play for Nigeria. Yes, as a player, I've not seen it as my right because I believe Nigeria have got a lot of talent to do away without anybody. Nigeria will still be Nigeria to progress in any competition. But when I got the call up that yes, I'm among the players going to represent Nigeria in Cameroon, I was happy. I saw it as a privilege. Do you understand? Because I'm not the best in that position, but the coach still chose me to be among the team.
Okay, so on the footballing side, on the AFCON side, now what are you thinking, considering the fact that a lot of the big teams in Africa are finding it very difficult? Cote d'Ivoire finding it difficult, Algeria finding it difficult, Ghana finding it difficult, but Nigeria has managed to even qualify for the next round with a game to spare. Now, I know among you guys have been talking to yourselves. No complacency. There's still a lot of work to be done in front of you. So what is the focus and the vision for this particular set of players going into the last group game with Guinea-Bissau and then the knockout stages?
Well, when we played under Amuneke, he normally says something that football is all about how ready you are, because he will say in pidgin that now who first reach the ball, they score goal or defend. You understand? So I think it's all about the readiness of the team, not underrating anything, but respecting the opponent. Do you know that? I think that's the most important thing. How ready is the team? It's not because we are Nigerian, because this is football. It can change.
True.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It can change. Today we saw that Guinea is beating Algeria. You understand, but it can change
at any time.
You understand what I'm saying? It can change any day, any time. So that is what makes it football. And I think all we need to be thinking is how to make the next progress. Like the coach normally say, is game by game. You understand me? We've played against Sudan, we won 3-1, it's gone. It's not to focus on what we can do next against the other opponent. How we're going to approach the game, respecting the opponent, but also taking the game to them to do what we know how to do.
Good. So I'm going to ask you some very quick questions. I need one-word answers now. One-word answers. No, give me English too much. I want to ask you now. I know the boot where they wear. Now, fine boot. I don't see it for training. I guess on shorts, maybe say your. But I want to ask you now. Nike, Puma, or Adidas?
Nah, man, Adidas fine. Though I played 4 years with Nike. Do you understand? But now I'm using Adidas.
Adidas. So
I love Adidas.
What made you switch from Nike to Adidas?
Nothing. I was using Nike. It was alright. But I think I love Adidas more.
Okay, and I've seen the one you do wear, the ankle one. Looks very nice. Now I know you played in Portugal initially, then Arsenal, and then you headed out to Spain. So
I went to loan from Arsenal though.
So those 3 countries now, Portugal, England, or Spain?
No, England any day.
I like that. Final question before I allow you go. Do you prefer? You've played in different Nigerian jerseys.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-in-1 question now. Calm down. Kelechi, calm down. It's a 2-in-1 question now. This current jersey where they wear, do you prefer the home jersey or the away jersey?
Which one is the home jersey? The one we used against Sudan is the home jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
You prefer that one? Any reason why?
No. I think it's more catchy, and
true.
In the field of play, you'll be able to spot your player very well.
Very well done. Okay. So, now, the final question before I allow you go. It's still on the same jersey thing. You've played from the under-17 levels up to this level. Which jersey you go sit down for house? I know you have all your collections from under-17 like that. I don't know whether you still get them for your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Which one you go look, you go say, oh boy, this jersey fine, and I did well in this jersey. Which one you know fit? If I say Kelechi, give me jersey, which one if you say Randy, I know if you give you this one, no vex.
I think the jersey now is more beautiful than the jersey we used in under 17. If I'm permitted to say, but I must say the jersey I used in under 17 is more glorious for me because that was the jersey I used in winning the trophy, winning the best player and all that.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. Kelechi, thank you very much for being with NFFTV.
Thank you.
Everybody, we don't finish this one on. Kelechi Nwakali, ladies and gentlemen, big fish, even though you know I make a caller like that. Fantastic midfielder for Nigeria and Huesca and the Smart Bank La Liga in Spain. That will be all for now. Kelechi, last words to Nigerians before we go. What do you go tell your guys for house?
I beg, waiting I want to tell you, say, make una sit down, relax, watch us. We're going to make you people proud. All we need is just your support.
All right. Thank you very much, Kelechi.
Thank you.
So far, I think there's a great deal of differences between the team I've watched before and the team I'm watching now presently here in Cameroon. it's that.
And right here by my side is the chairman, Delta State Football Association, Chief Unwa Chuma. I hope I'm correct.
Chief Kenneth
Unwabucha. Sorry for that. But again, the most important thing is we're here to discuss Nigerian football, to discuss the Super Eagles and the progress so far in the tournament. Garba, it's been a wonderful time so far for Nigeria.
Yeah.
2 games, 2 points, 6 points, maximum points, top of the group. We've qualified automatically with a game to spare.
Yes.
Now, you've watched the team play for like a year or two prior to this tournament. Yeah. And a lot of Nigerians are saying they've seen a newfound spirit, a newfound verve in the team.
Yeah.
From a technical perspective, what would you say has changed from the teams you've seen probably in the last 6-7 months and the team you're seeing at the tournament now?
I believe one, the mentality and the attitude of the game, and the group itself. When you change a coach, everyone will think, and now you have to fight for your shirt. So that is the most difficult thing. But before, I don't see those attitude and the character. When I know that my number 10 position is mine, I don't need to work hard. But this time around, everything is on the floor. So everyone is thinking, maybe if I don't show good attitude in training to the new coach, maybe I may be out. Oh boy, when I don't see new coach don't come home, he doesn't know anybody. So you have to. So I think I talked to my boss Austin, and I said maybe there's possibility all this thing will change, and we are happy, and everything change in a few weeks or in a few moments. That is football. The changing moment is always important as a coach, as a player, and we're happy that we are already in the second round. But tomorrow's game also is very important. We don't have to underrate our opponent. We have to go all out, and I believe Coach Austin will give some few players some opportunity to play. But that doesn't mean that the other players, the main key players, will not play.
Okay, Honorable, I'll come to you now. There's been a lot of debate since we qualified for the second round of the competition. Some are saying, just like Garba here said, some are saying rest the key players so that we're refreshed for the knockout stage. Some are saying, listen, we need to see a few guys that are probably coming at the subs, but we need to see them start the game and see how they are going to adapt. Maybe if we do that, we might be able to get people who will do much more better than what the others have done. So in your own opinion, would you say we'll continue with the starting 11, or since we've qualified, you probably think we should start or get a few of these fresh legs into the team?
Qualification depends on the way you look at it. Every team in the world wants to keep a record. It's not about qualifying, it's about grading. And I think if we win all our matches, we'll stand at a very good grade. I disagree with Garba Lawal on the issue of coach, because I feel and I know that most players play according to their own, what they feel they want. The last coach, they might not be comfortable with the last coach.
Sure.
This coach that came, I think they are comfortable with him. That is why they are playing to his instruction. If you look at the other coach, they were not playing to his instructions. Everyone was playing individually. They are playing on what they. Coming to the issue of changing teams, the team. I don't believe in changing the winning team. The winning team should always be put together so that they will blend, so that they will get used to each other. You might do 1 or 2 changes, but not changing the team. I don't believe in changing the winning team. Okay. So I would want Nigeria to play the same squad that was played with Egypt. Football is not only about winning. It's also entertainment. There are boring matches that you see, even if there's a win, you are not happy with the match. Then finally, you see, Nigeria is a great country.
Nigeria is the giant of Africa. When we come anywhere in Africa, we should show our superiority. I'm sure the boys didn't only come to play, they came to show superiority and also to carry the cup.
Okay, Chief. First of all, how would we react to what Honorable said regarding the change of personnel and the mentality of the players coming into this particular competition? And then obviously, your own thoughts about either getting a few of these lads on the bench to start the game, or you maintain the same starting 11 that you did against Sudan and Egypt?
See, thank you very much. To start with, talking about the mentality of the players and their approach. See, I believe that players, the coaches, they have a lot to do, but they have little to do in football. Because coach can use 1 week to prepare a team, and what we need is just the team and the coach need just 90 minutes to deliver. And in most cases, you go to the field with the mindset from the game plan of the coach. It depends the ability of the players to change the pattern of the game. That is why if the coaches are very, very comfortable with what they have imparted to the players for 1 week before going to the pitch of play, you will see them shouting from the sideline.
Okay.
You understand? So, players, when you enter the field, it's a different thing entirely. It is what you see that you adapt with. And coming to the issue of changing team, you see, he has said it, you don't change a winning team. It's a common statement of language in football. You don't change the winning team. And me, I believe that if you decide to rest some key players because maybe probably you have gotten the ticket to the next round, remember that after that match, you might be meeting a different and a tougher team. So it's always good to me, you start with your team. Then maybe at the end of first half or the beginning of first half, you might gradually pull 1 or 2 players out and introduce new ones. Because in most cases, when you are much rusty, it's always difficult when you are introduced from the beginning. You understand? So if you have been there before, you understand what I'm saying. Like Garba, you understand what I'm saying. There are some players you put them at the beginning of the game, they find it difficult to cope, to adapt. But when you introduce them, when the team has already built the confidence, they've maybe got number like tomorrow now, maybe in first half, Nigeria, after getting 2 goals, at the beginning of second half, you can maybe put in 1 or 2, 3 players. That confident that we are winning already. If we help the team, help the player. But when we're under pressure, maybe we have not scored a goal. Second half, from the beginning, you introduce the player that was unable to start from the beginning. He found out about it and get there. Before he will get that confidence to fit his 17th team, might be difficult.
Okay, that's very vibrant. We're also joined in by the media to the Minister of Sports, Kola Daniel. Thank you for coming up on the show today.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So, Kola, you've been around for a while. You've seen the games, you've seen the boys, you've talked to them. How's the general tournament experience? First of all, for you, being here, and then the football itself. How has it been for you since you arrived?
Anytime one is privileged to travel from one vicinity to another, the first thing you gain is knowledge. And you'll be exposed to some certain things you're not privileged to know, either in your country or in the vicinity you are. I'm not an exception of that statement in terms of knowledge, in terms of exposure, in terms of culture of another language. When you talk about the reason for coming down to Garua, talking about the round of the game, the Super Eagles of Nigeria that I watch is wearing a new look, a new mentality, team that is full of vigor, team that is, I saw a team that is ready to work for one another. I saw a team who believe in collective play. They actually want to work for one another. Has put into in terms of technicality, in terms of their physical presence. I must give kudos to the Nigerian Football Federation who even have the big guts to give the job to a legend, Austin Uguava. I'm talking about one who have seen it all as far as international tournament is concerned, having played as a player and as a coach. And by and large, the spirit of competition in the team has been the major source of, it's worthy of note to know that a player like Alexander Iwobi was put in the bench the first 2 matches. That tells you you have to fight for your jersey to play for this team in question. And that should be the watchword of the team. If there is an healthy competition, the team tends to go far. If there is an healthy competition, the team tends to do well. And that is exactly what we've seen. Playing against the Pharaoh of Egypt, breaking their 16 matches unbeaten run, that tells you the credence of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I wouldn't want them to rest in their own. I wouldn't want them to be complacent. They must remain resolute. It is not over until it's over. 7 matches, that is when you can become a champion. 2 has gone down the rain. 1 is coming tomorrow. The beauty of this tournament we are actually watching is surprises. If Equatorial Guinea can stop the Algerian 35 matches unbeaten run, that tells you the African football has come to stay. No respect out of any country. If the Sierra Leonean can as well do the dirty job against the Ivory Coast, that's to tell you what this tournament has come to do. Comoros coming for the first time. Gambia topping their group from nowhere. Gambia is coming to this tournament for the first time in history. They are first on the log as far as that thing is concerned. Gambia is yet to lose any match in question. That gives a signal that if case not taken, or no team might win this tournament in question. Irrespective of being in Nigeria, you must prepare for every game. The Guinea-Bissau thing was not a pushover. To me, my opinion, the best match of this tournament I've watched so far was Pharaoh of Egypt against the Guinea-Bissau. What a match, full of suspense, full of artistry, full of talking point, from the commencement of proceeding to the last, to the final whistle. And our match against Guinea-Bissau is not going to be a pushover. It's going to be a match that one should always watch out for. So a match tomorrow should be a match where the Spike of Nigeria should not target. It's not a game for Tata Funeye. It's not a game that everybody has to play. It's not a game that everybody must put on the jersey. The jersey should be respected. The jersey should be, if you're ready, you're ready. If you're not ready, still sit on the bench. If you lose a match, that will drop the confidence of the team. So you don't play with Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau want to qualify. They have 1 point. A victory for them tomorrow can see them through to the next round. So my opinion, that someone who wanted to play should play, not that for the sake we have qualified. If you drop a point, that will affect your confidence level. What the match yesterday, the Indomitable Lions against the Cape Verdeans, the match ended 1-1. And the Indomitable Lions now have 7 points. So that's how if Cape Verdeans can play the host nation, their own soil, and held them till 90 minutes to 1-1, that's to tell you we shouldn't play with the Guinea-Bissau.
I like your final thoughts. We should not play with Guinea-Bissau, which brings me back to the question. Just short takes from everybody. If you were the coach, you're looking at your team, you're holding your final training today. You know you're top the group, irrespective of whatever happens, you've topped your group. How would you sit and motivate the boys? What would be in your mind? What are we going to do on Wednesday? How are we going to approach the game? Do we take it such that we take it a little bit not too heavy so that we don't sustain injuries, or you go all out? Chindo, I'll start with you. If you were the coach, short takes, what would be in your mind right now as you approach the game against Guinea-Bissau?
I think to go for winning. As a coach, as a player, you want to win every game if it's possible. But sometimes you don't win every game. But when it comes to tournament, as you said, you don't want to drop any point. You may change on a few players, maybe 1 or 2, 3 players, but not much. Whether you like it or not, you have to rest some players because you know you already qualified. But the mental aspect of it, you want to win the game as a coach, as a player. So I know 100% Austin will go for winning. And even me, I support him for winning because we want to top the group. Because you never know what Egypt will play. You never can tell. Football is all about 90 minutes. So, but I support him to go for winning.
Okay, so Chief, back to you. Based on what Chindo said, he is thinking, don't change the whole team, rest 1 or 2 players, just like the difference between the first game and the second game, just one change or thereabout. Chief, left to you, if you had a choice, if you're going to pick the team, do you start with the same starting 11 against Sudan, or you say, listen, let me try Chidera Ejuke, who didn't start the game obviously against Sudan, He's very pacey, he's very fast. You look at how the Guinea-Bissau team is set up. In my opinion, you need someone like Cheda who can open up the gaps for you and place the passes. Or Henyo Yokuru, who is very fast. He can run down the channels for Guinea-Bissau. I'm not a coach. It's just based on what I've seen. Left to you alone, how would you approach the game?
Well, the first thing you have to have in your mind that no coach will prepare a team to lose.
Yes.
Any coach must prepare a team to go and win. Me, I expect us team to prepare his team to win tomorrow's match. My God, please. You see, when you come, like I said before, when you talk about racing players, it is good. And you pray to have an injury-free team. If you have an injury-free team, from all of them were invited there, they are capable of playing any match. But we have played 2 matches, we have won 2 matches. I would like to stick only with those players that have started that give us 2 wins. And if you want to rest any player, you don't rest the player because you are praying for the next match. Winning, let me tell you, for example now, it will be everybody was expecting Cameroon to have clean 9 points. But yesterday, it was not possible. I will want us to prepare a team that will win. But let's just drop, if it's no more than 2. If you want, then we'll be able to get 9 points. The more matches we win, the more confidence
raise,
of the players. Sure. So that one is very, very important. And like I said before, if you really want to bring in somebody from the bench, you should bring people playing from the bench, not more than 2. So that that confidence, that understanding will continue. Remember, once we leave, what we win tomorrow from next round, if you make mistake and you lose, you're going home. Yeah. Once you make mistake, you lose, you're going home. So me, if I'm us, I'll make sure that I will be counted among the coaches that from the group stage that gets 9 over 9, 9 points over 9 points. You should go out for winning, and you should please continue with 98% or 98% of those are, because football, you also don't luck is also part of the game. Luck is part of the game. You can see what happened in our first match, even the second match. Got a very early goal.
Early goal, yeah.
So I believe that if you continue with what you have been doing by making Nigeria very happy, it's better for him to go for a win.
Okay. Honorable, short takes now as we try to round up the program. You've heard what all of them have said. Good news is Chidozie Awaziem, one of our centre backs, returned back to training yesterday. He's also going to train today. He has not played any part in this tournament. Still on the matter of trying to get fresh legs into the team, would you be tempted as the coach to start Chidozie Awaziem, or you will still maintain Kenneth Omeru and William Troost-Ekong in the centre back positions? And which other players quickly would you try to tweak to make sure that Nigeria gets a win tomorrow?
Yeah, like I've said earlier, I don't believe in changing the winning team. I would want him to maintain what he started with Egypt. I've said it earlier on. You see, issue of trying to see or test all this, it's not here, it's not now. You can't start looking, let me see who, no. You're winning team, you're winning team. What you are going there for is 3 points, and these 3 points is also for the record, like I've told you. It's also for the grading, like I've said. Whatever you are doing, you look it wider, not just within. So the only place where I would believe that the coach should change 1 or 2 people is when we are winning and winning comfortably well. Yeah. Not when we are looking for. Those 3 points are very important. Issue of injury is part of the game. And that is why the game allows you to have substitute. You can only substitute when there's an issue. When there's no issue, you can't bring in somebody because you want to see what he plays before he blends. So winning team is a blend team. I believe we should continue with that.
Okay. I'm going to put everybody on the spot right now. We're about finishing this morning's show. I'm going to put everybody on the spot right now. Kola, I'll start with you. I know you're a prediction man. You're very good at predictions too. So at this point, Kola, Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria, your prediction?
We're going to win 2-1. It will in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And can I tip you one thing?
Please
okay.
Go ahead.
You see, back to what they've just said, the strength of this team is in the wing play. Talking about Musama and Samuel Chukwueze. But you and I have seen in this tournament that so far. I think there's a great deal of differences between the team I've watched before and the team I'm watching now presently here in Karua. And that tells you what the technical class put into in terms of technicality, in terms of their physical presence. I must give kudos to the stability of technology, whose performance can never have the big guts to give the job to the mind. That you know that even the second round, you will not put them in the bench. So why put them in the bench? You know that the pairing of William True second, Kenneth Obiro, Olaino, there's the man in question saying they have formed a strong partnership with the defense. Considered one goal via penalty, that the defense line is working. In the middle of the pack, Wilfred Ididi, talking about Joseph Aribo and other Kelechi Iheanacho. Yes, I time maybe Kelechi One Kalik might be given an opportunity to start, and let's see what he will bring into the team. Then the wing play, Simon and other Samuel Chukwueze, let's try educate or area. Let's see what this do, because the strength of that team is in the wing. Taiwa winning the clinical finisher of the team, has to score 1 goal in 2 matches and one assist. So let's see. Maybe if giving Peter Lainko, Sodikuma another chance, or Kelechi Iheanacho to play as the striker. Let us try something in that just in the last match, not to change all the team. What Chief after said about what FA Chairman Kwara State have talked about, Nigeria International have talked about too. That's the stability we help us. Let's win these 3 matches and let's send signal to the world that we are ready, that want to win. Mind you, history of it, there is only us in Okwara that ever won 3 matches in the history of Nigeria. All the coaches that have ever coached the national team, he was the only coach who has won the 3 matches in Group 2006. He can still repeat history if he prepared the team well.
That's a brilliant one, Kola. M1, prediction,
yes,
Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau.
I'm not good in prediction anyway, but I pray to Allah that for a long time Nigeria should win the game. And coming to him, I disagree with him because we are not here to tell the coach what to do. The coach is the one that to put FA Chairman Kwara or Plateau, not to tell him. As a coach, he knows better than you and I. So we're just here to, to show our, the small knowledge we have. I may be right, maybe I may be wrong, but all I know we have a group that can go far in the tournament. But it depends on their mentality. When they have self-belief in life, I believe in my abilities. So I don't care what people say. When coach calls me, always I come and play football. I know my knowledge, and I try to play to instruction. You must play to instruction. That is Dutch philosophy, called tactical discipline. If you don't have tactical discipline, then you don't want to play the game. So they must listen to the coach. It's very important. But I wish them the best of luck more.
Chief, when you wake up in the morning tomorrow, you're getting dressed, going to the stadium. What would you think Nigeria will play? What would you predict?
Even this morning, I've prayed for Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen.
I got to pray, and God's willing, Nigeria will win 2-0.
2-0.
I don't want us to consider.
You don't. Okay. You want 2 goals clean sheet.
2 goals.
Honorable.
Inshallah.
I see Nigeria winning 3-0 if they maintain the team that played Egypt. And like what Conor Daniel said, that we should bring in this and take this. No, I don't believe in it. Chukwueze might be playing on instruction. The last time we played. I'm coming to what Garba said. We are just here saying this person should play, that person should play. It depends on what the coach has seen in their training. Because a squad is being formed on the training pitch. But I believe that Chukwueze was playing on instruction. People were complaining that our players were taking the ball back backward instead of moving forward. Yet we got 3-0. So it depends on what the coach has told them, the pattern he played. It was not a very entertaining football with Sudan, yet the result was perfect. So it depends on what the coach wants. And I still stick to maintaining the winning team. Thank you.
Let me chip something. I'm happy for El Senegal. As a defender, he has built a very attacking team. You know, some coaches, if you played as a defender, you see them trying to
create a defensive
without attacking format. I'm very happy for that as a defender, he has made the team to be an attacking team. And if we, like I said, God's willing, I know that by tomorrow we win 2-0. And I'm happy that it's attacking.
Okay. So at this point, we're coming to the end of the show for today. I just really want to say a big thank you to the TFA chairman from Kwara and Delta for being with us. MON, part of the technical team for Nigeria in the Federation. Kola Daniel, journalist, media aide to the Minister of Sports. Thank you very much for having...
And the manager. Intermediary.
Thank you for coming on the show.
You know?
Chindo is a very funny guy, but I hope that next time when we call you, you'll be able to help us and come in to discuss Nigerian football. It's always a pleasure having Kola talk football. My friend for a very long time. Chindo, I've known him too. Chief, thank you very much. Honorable, Kwara United. So at this point, I will say that keep following Nigerian football, keep following NFFTV on all our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere you can find us. And have a lovely one. My name is Andrew Randa. Till we see you next time.
I better get me one water. Thank you. Can you quickly go?
Will they come? Don't worry. We're coming. Stay there. You know, you're not feeling better. Stay there.
Well done, coach. Adieu.
Will they come? Stay there. Please. Sadiq,